video will be raw and unfiltered. No editing to this. I'm not going to edit it anything. I'm not going to edit this. I'm not going to edit this video. It will be a raw video about a raw video, a raw communication guide. And tell me why is communication important? Well, there's two aspects to it. There's only ever two key aspects to successful communication, and that is verbal communication and physical communication. One, the main thing, which is how you talk and how you transfer that with your body language. Does it say he's confident, or does it say he's more introverted, or does it say he's more extroverted? One of the two. So, so let's start, inshallah. Voice is the main thing. Your vocal image. When you talk, what kind of impression do they get from you? What kind of impression do they get from hearing you talk? If you're quiet, they might think. If you're quiet, they might think you're more introverted, you're more soft. But like, if you're loud, they might think you're aggressive. Well, but it's not always the case. Especially if you have a really good personality, your voice may not matter, because what it is, the opinions of others, the opinions of others don't always necessarily matter. It's about you as a person. So if you might know from my videos, I talk quite quietly most times, and generally it means that you're more relaxed, you're more like confident in yourself, and you're soft-hearted. You know what you're gonna say, and you're gonna say it, but with a more relaxed tone. So tone matters without a doubt. Also, depending on the tone you use, they will judge your the vocal, the image they get from you talking, the vocal image, as I said. So that's one thing, and then another thing is the language you use. So it could be that you use more professional terms, more technical terms. Well, however, if you want to use more, if you was to use less technical terms, the youth would understand more. So words like lock-in, words like focus. Just simple words. You don't mean focus, work hard work. Simple words. The youth would understand. The youth would, so. And obviously, if you was to use more technical terms, more old people would understand that. So that's why that's why if you use a language that's more catered to everyone would understand. So so there's more quality in the videos you produce. That's what so it's, yeah, it's so it's really important that that the language you use will determine how well you're heard, how well the audience receives you, the feedback you get from people. Also, also it determines the level of understanding they've had about what you discussed about the topic, and all so on and so forth. I'm gonna go into the other side of the communication, which is physical communication. How you present yourself. If you're if you're tucked in too much, they might think you're yeah, they might think you're anxious, you're nervous, or something. But like if you out like me, look like how I use my like my arms a lot, so I can, like be more open, like be more, let my energy free roam. You know what I mean? So yeah, yes, your body language shows a lot about you, the person, about your confidence level. So yeah, if you have if you was to get yourself open, you know, open more, then obviously it will show you to be more extroverted rather than introverted. It works out well, doesn't it? Yeah, so somehow like yes, like it sounds a bit obvious, but you get but you get the idea, you know. Your the gestures, even your eye contact, even yes as well. That's something else. Your eyes. If you're focused on the people, or in the sense that you are on a video and you're focused on the camera, it means you have their full attention. You give their full attention, and you know that you're confident. It shows to the audience that you're confident about what you're talking about. It shows them that you're confident about what you're talking about when you're discussing. You know, yeah, man. That's another important factor that plays into physical communication. So as you're talking, just you having eye contact shows that you have confidence in yourself, that you are passionate about what you're talking about, that you're confident about what you're talking about, that you are assertive in in communicating your knowledge, in communicating your knowledge, in in communicating your thoughts, your ideas, and put them into perspective for your audience. You know, so that is another important factor that plays into physical communication just as much as verbal communication. You know what it is. And another thing, there's the physical communication is enough to let your audience know, even if you don't fully understand what you're talking about, but your eye contact and your body language tells tells them something else, is enough to give them a good impression of you. So say that you don't fully understand what you're you're talking about, but you have some idea about what you're talking about, but your audience can see that you're confident in your body language. That's enough to say that's enough to trust them at least. So say you have an idea, and you're confident about it, and just need some reassurance, and your body language, your physical communication, you physically communicate yourself. You know, they will trust you. They will trust you. You know, because as I said early on, as I said in the verbal communication section, your personality is like one trait you can get away with. It doesn't matter what it is. If they always see you as as confident, driven, motivated, charismatic, open, authentic, genuine, authentic, genuine, all of that, extroverted, then they're gonna trust you immediately. They're gonna trust you immediately, and that's what you want. Yeah. So it's really, in simple words, physical communication can by 75% at most outweigh the verbal communication. So that in itself shows that physical communication is just as important, if not outweighs verbal communication. 25% is words, 75% is body language. What impression do they get from you? If it's not the words, then it's how you come across. If you're happy about, if you smile a lot, there'll be more. They'll also smile at you as well. But if you're sad, if you're anxious, if you're nervous, then that's energy blocked, and that energy doesn't get to your audience. You have to understand that. You have to understand that, and actually change. Yeah. So change your energy, change your energy levels. If you if you use more effective body language, your energy projects that, and your audience feels it. Change your energy levels, and change your energy levels from low to high, and and it will work over time. And I'm not entirely sure about my audience. Whether you have faith or not, but it's important to have some sort of faith in yourself, faith in your heart, and believe in yourself. That is that it means it's crucial. Belief in yourself, faith in yourself, and 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 have that motivation to keep going, keep going, and trust in yourself, trust God, trust trust in God just as much as you trust yourself, because God is the one that makes anything happen for you, anything. So yeah, hope helps, and I will. Yeah, and if you have any questions, drop in the comments. I'll see you soon.